Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're out for a little hike with the dogs today. One thing about having dogs, you'll get your exercise and you'll get to explore some awesome stuff. This is a nice little area. Beacon's over there having a drink. This is a beautiful area. It rained a little bit overnight and this morning, so things are a bit damp. A little bit overcast today. Look at that. Doesn't look like a scene out of Jurassic Park. I don't know what it does. All those nice big trees up there. Lots of ferns growing. Some mushrooms there. I don't know what those, some kind of wood mushroom. They're growing a lot of that stuff. I've been trying to find some reishi mushroom around here that I haven't found any reishi yet. Usually they'll grow over down logs that are over creek areas like this. But I'd sure love to find some reishi. They're so hard to find. Reishi is really good for the body. Find like a nice hardwood or oak that's like fallen down over these areas. That's usually where they are. I found some down in Bear River in Annapolis Valley. Look at that. So cool. When was that? Probably a year and a half ago, maybe. And at the time, I didn't know they were reishi, and they were huge, just monsters. Growing over, there was like a little waterfall coming down, and then there was like a pool of water, and then there was a log going across it. I think I made a video about it. I think it's in one of my old videos. And the log had reishi mushrooms growing on it, and at the time, I didn't know if it was reishi mushrooms or not, so I took a video of it and took some pictures of it and brought it back and showed it to my sister, who's like a mushroom connoisseur. And she confirmed it was reishi. So I know where that location is. So I think they grow on that same log every year. So I'll have to go back one day and harvest those when they're fully in bloom. We're off the beaten path right now. I'm just going up a... Whoa! Gotta get my feet wet again, aren't I? Nope. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't want to get my feet wet. Just trying to find out where this creek goes. Everything's pretty wet and damp here today. Muddy. There we go. Come up there. Mosquitoes are out in full force, of course. I think we're gonna go back down to the trail there, boys. We get sidetracked quite often on our trips. Usually after a good rainfall like last night, you'll get a burst of growth in any mushrooms that's around. I'd love to find some morels because I heard they're really good. I've never found a morel yet, and this should be the type of material you would find morels in. My eyes are getting bad as I get older, so it's kind of hard to spot things. I need to get new glasses. Might be some turkey tail right there. They're not like, that doesn't look like this season's turkey tail, maybe from last year or something. But turkey tail is really good for you too. Turkey tail, lion's mane, all that stuff. I've never found wild lion's mane. Found wild turkey tail. Reishi. Chaga. You never know, you might find it out here. You really got to go off the beaten trail to find the good stuff. That's where you get your exercise in, doing these vertical climbs. I mean, up here is where you're gonna get all the big old ancient birch. Look at that. Right out of nowhere, look. All that chaga. That's beautiful. Down on the ground, low, easy to harvest. That's a good one. That's a good tree. Lots of people, they won't come in these areas because of how hard it is to climb it. Like, it's literally a vertical climb up here. It's way off the trail. This big old guy looks like he's rotted out. That one's probably gonna fall one day soon. This is a big old birch right here. Such a useful tree, man. The birches. I really like my birch trees, all the species. The yellow birch is probably the most potent for chaga. It's the one that has the highest antioxidants in the chaga when you can find it. It's rare to find it on a yellow birch, but when you do find it, it's special. Very special. Oh, look. Look at that. Chaga there. See, the chaga weakened the tree there. So you actually do the tree some favors by harvesting it. You don't want to harvest it all of it, but you want to harvest probably about 75% of what's on the tree, and then it'll start slowly growing back again. But the chaga is a mushroom, right? It's a fungus, so it will it will attack the tree and break down the tree and make it weak, especially in the area where the chaga growth is. The tree will want to break off, and that's the part of the tree right there. That's the other part of it that broke off. Let's see, it's got some chaga. This is harvestable right now, right? Like, I could be harvesting all this chaga because it's just gonna die anyway, because that tree is like totally dislocated from there, from that section, right? So this is all harvestable. Like all this stuff here. There's not a lot on it, but some of it. See? Oh, don't. See, that's good chaga. Look how nice and dark it is. It's even dried. Well, the tree is not getting any water anymore, right? So it's nice. It's just crumbling right off. Yeah, it's like a nice dark brown color. I'm not going to harvest this right now. I have tons of chaga at home, but zoom. There we go. I don't know if it's, yeah, there we go. See, it's nice and gold color inside. So this one is I wouldn't use this one. See how the outer rim is like much darker than the center? The center is a nice golden color. I mean, that could just be sun bleaching too, but see, that inner part is still live, right? That's still live, and everything out around it is like is dried up. You have to dry it anyway, so I'm sure it's still good for chaga tea, but I'm not going to harvest it because I have tons of it at home. I have lots of it. I find this stuff everywhere. It's amazing how much I actually find. It's nice birch. And that stuff is great for your dogs. Like I give my dogs every now and again. I'll mix them up I'll mix them up some chaga tea and let it cool down and put it in their dish. Helps keep them healthy. Wow, that's a big tree. Look at that. It's a nice big one. It fell down. It looks like there might be another chaga up there. I think this area might have quite a few chaga. I have lots of it at home. Sometimes I sell it. I'll sell it to the locals, or I had some people down the valley that were buying it. One guy had tumors, and cancerous tumors, and he was buying it from me all the time. A pound lasts so long though, right? A pound of chaga probably lasts a year or 2 years, so it's not a high turnover rate product unless you have a ton of customers. And you wouldn't want a high turnover rate of it anyway. See, look at that. Another one. But there is no shortage of it. See, if I was going to harvest this one, I'd take that knob off right there. Maybe this little bit right here. Looks like this is falling off anyway. Yeah. It's dry. Ooh, that's nice inside. See, this is a nice live tree. So. Is it live or is it dead? No, that tree's dead. It's totally dead. So yeah, this is harvestable. As long as it's not, it's dried out, so I don't know. It's all nice and dry right now. You crumble it up, turn it into powder, and boil it up, right? See, there's still some gold color in there yet. So that's live mycelium, right? The gold is. The outer edge is the crust, and that's where a lot of the good locked in antioxidants and stuff like that is like in that dark crust. That's what gives it a nice coffee kind of look with a gold tint to your chaga. Yeah, that's nice. That's good stuff. So anything on a dead tree, you just take it, right? Oh, look at that one. That's on a live tree. That's a beauty. Wow. That's a nice one. Look at that knot, guys, right there. Oh, that's big. Oh, look at that thing. It's huge. That's like a foot by a foot. Oh, that's a beauty. You'd have to climb the tree to get that one, though. I have tree cleats if there's any of that. Look, there's another one down there. Look right through those trees. See that tree that's leaned over there? Look at that. Sticking out there. That's chaga. There's so much in this area. Wow. That's cool. I only harvest my chaga in the wintertime because I know any moisture that's in the chaga is going to be frozen, and I can use my knife and hammer my knife in behind it and it'll pop right off the tree. Nice. And it won't cause the chaga that's going to be left there too much damage that you can't get it off, or it won't regrow. I mean, because if you use a knife and you knock the knife in there, it usually peels off in one big chunk, and what you're left with is a bunch of fibers that'll stick out of the remaining stuff so that it can grow again. I don't like using like a saw and stuff like that, because I feel like the more you saw, the sawing action actually makes like a straight edge, and then it doesn't allow the chaga to grow naturally like it would. So I'll poke a knife in behind there and pop it off and kind of go around it with the knife, and then pop the whole knot right off the tree. And I'll leave quite a big chunk left there so it can continue growing again. Look at that. Yeah, the wintertime is the best. They're the easiest to find too in the wintertime. See, that one has broken off there. Wow, there's lots here. Which explains why there's lots. Like, this area is incredibly moist. There's lots of moisture here. And there's a creek down there. And it gets tons of snow in the winter. So anything that's on a hillside, like if you're looking for chaga, the best thing I can suggest is that you go and look in areas where there's like hills, valleys, and creeks. That's where you're going to find like the best chaga. You might find some that are down low, and you might find some that are up high. Like that one right there, I would have to climb the tree. I'd have to put on my tree cleats and climb the tree to get it. But yeah. It wouldn't be an easy one to get. Those cleats that I have too are horrible. I need better ones. They hurt your ankles, you hurt everything. Some nice big beautiful trees up here. Look at that one. It's just a giant. Look how big it is compared to Rusty. Look at that tree, man. Huge. You'll never find any better exercise or any better cure for, you know, depression or being down or anything like that than getting outside and doing something. Exercising in the woods. There's nothing better, man. Nothing better. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's got like a big hole in it. Look at that, guys. Wow. It's hollowed right out. I don't even know how it's still standing. That's a big birch. That almost looks like two species blended. Look at that. That's birch. And that looks like it goes into an oak tree or something. Like, this doesn't look, that's not birch. It is two trees that blended together, I think. Like, look at that piece right there. That's birch. And then wrapped around it is this other tree. That is kind of cool. Is this whole thing birch? Like, it's hard to tell. You can't see the paper. Like, you can see limbs up there that have like the paper that comes off of the birch. Like, see, this looks more like the traditional kind of birch, right? It's got a little paper that peels away, but it's blended with another tree. Look at that. That is so neat. I don't know, maybe it is a birch, man. Like, look at that. And even inside of there, right there, that looks birchy. Maybe it's just because it's so old. It's doing that, but that does not look like birch to me. Like, this looks like birch down here to me. Like, look, fibers, like birch, but this looks like, that looks like something else. What does it smell like? It just smells moldy. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because this part of the tree is just so old. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I think that's it. Because if I look, I don't know if you can see this the way I'm looking, but if you look at the branches right here, you can see they're peeling like normal birchwood. And it's coming out of that section, so that must be all birch. It's got to be all birch.